Ever felt that rush of discovering an amazing game that no one's talking about? Today, I'm diving deep into 10 incredible Switch games that deserve way more attention. These aren't your typical mainstream hits, they're pure gaming gold hiding in plain sight. Let's check them out. Let me tell you about Ultra Age. I remember booting it up late one evening, thinking I'd just check it out for an hour or so. Next thing I knew, it was 3 a.m., and I couldn't put it down. This game has this incredible combat system where your sword can transform mid-fight, and once you get the hang of it, it feels like choreographing this beautiful dance of destruction. The post-apocalyptic setting might sound familiar, but the way they handle it feels fresh. There's this really clever system where you have to manage your blade's durability, which adds this extra layer of strategy to every encounter. It's not just about mastering the combos, it's about knowing when to use each blade type and how to make the most of your resources. Tiny Metal Ultimate scratches that tactical strategy itch in ways I didn't even know I needed. Picture this. You've got your units positioned perfectly, ready to execute this brilliant flanking maneuver you've spent the last 3 turns setting up. The enemy is right where you want them, and then they completely flip the script on you with a move you never saw coming. Instead of feeling frustrated, you find yourself grinning because it's just so well designed. The campaign throws these scenarios at you that keep you thinking and rethinking your approach. Shining Resonance Refrain is what happens when someone says, "Hey, what if we combined dragons with musical instruments?" and actually makes it work beautifully. The combat feels like conducting an orchestra of destruction, where each character's abilities harmonize with the others in literal musical combat. I spent countless nights experimenting with different party combinations, trying to find that perfect symphony of abilities. The relationship system adds another layer of depth. Every conversation choice matters, affecting how your teammates perform in battle. Metallic Child caught me completely off guard with how addictive its roguelite gameplay loop is. Every run feels different thanks to the creative weapon and ability combinations you can discover. I'll never forget the time I combined a gravity manipulation core with a rapid-fire projectile system. Absolute chaos in the best way possible. The story, told through the eyes of a robot trying to save their space station home, hit harder than I expected. Each run teaches you something new, and even when you fail, you feel like you're making progress. It's one of those games where just one more run turns into hours of experimentation and discovery. Little Witch Nobeta takes that Dark Souls formula and adds its own magical twist that feels completely fresh. Each boss fight is like a puzzle where spells are your tools, and figuring out the right combination is key to victory. I love how the cute character design contrasts with the challenging gameplay. It's deceptively tough but never feels unfair. The gothic architecture mixed with adorable character designs creates this unique atmosphere that kept drawing me back in. Every time you discover a new spell or strategy, it opens up new possibilities for tackling challenges in different ways. Hey, quick pause here. If you're enjoying this look at some of Switch's finest games, hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Let me know in the comments which of these games you've played or are excited to try. Now, let's continue with our lineup. République flips the traditional stealth game format on its head by making you this omniscient guardian rather than the actual protagonist. You're not directly controlling the main character. Instead, you're hacking security systems, manipulating cameras, and creating distractions to guide them to safety. The story of surveillance and control feels more relevant now than ever. I found myself getting genuinely invested in Hope's journey to freedom, treating every camera and gadget at my disposal as crucial tools in this elaborate escape plan. It's a unique take on the stealth genre that really makes you think differently about how you approach each situation. Pronty takes the Metroidvania formula underwater and somehow makes it feel like that's where it belonged all along. Swimming through the depths with your mechanical javelin companion feels incredibly smooth. It's like they perfectly captured the feeling of moving through water while still maintaining precise control. The flooded world hides so many secrets, and finding them feels rewarding every time. I still remember discovering this hidden passage that led to an entire new area filled with ancient technology and mysterious creatures. The way they handle the underwater movement makes exploration feel natural and exciting. Powerslave Exhumed brings back that classic feeling while adding modern conveniences that make it feel fresh. Exploring ancient Egyptian temples while blasting mummies never gets old, especially when you're discovering new abilities that let you reach previously inaccessible areas. The level design encourages exploration in a way that reminds me of Metroid, but with that classic combat that just feels right. Each new ability you find changes how you view previous areas, making backtracking feel like discovering entirely new levels. It's got that perfect balance of nostalgia and modern game design. Immortal Realms, Vampire Wars, combines strategy gaming with deck building in a way that just clicks. Managing your vampire clan through both strategic empire building and card-based tactical combat creates this unique rhythm that keeps you engaged on multiple levels. I found myself carefully balancing my deck of cards with my overall strategy, planning conquests while maintaining my bloodline's unique abilities. The dark, brooding atmosphere really sells the vampire fantasy, and each decision feels appropriately weighty for an immortal ruler. It's the kind of game where you really feel like a vampire lord plotting their next move. The longest 5 minutes plays with the traditional RPG structure in such a clever way. You start at the final boss fight with no memories, and as you battle, you play through flashbacks that reveal how you got there. It's like solving a puzzle where each piece is a memory, and watching the story come together as you remember more and more is incredibly satisfying. I particularly loved how each flashback gives you new context about your relationships with your party members and the world around you. Hey, let me know what you think about these games. Maybe you've played some and have a different take, or maybe something here caught your eye. Drop a comment, let's chat about it. See you in the next one.